Hi friends, my name is Akil Ahmed, and in this particular video tutorial we will see how to change the Excel column format to numeric in SSIS. So the agenda of today's video tutorial is that we will see how can we change the Excel column format to numeric. For some time I was getting a request to make a video on this particular topic. So normally what happens that when we export the data to Excel file, then the data got exported into the string format. So whether you have some data in the SQL server in numeric format, you have some money data, or you have some integer data or any decimal data, so all kind of data it get exported into the string format in Excel file. So you cannot perform the kind of operations like sum, average on the data on the columns if they are in the string format. So let's see how we can change the format of the Excel columns to the numeric in Excel file. So let's jump to the demo. I have the SQL Server instance, and here we have a table sales.currency rate table. Okay, and if you look at the data of these particular columns, so the first one, currency rate, it's of type integer. However, the average rate and the end of day rate, they are of kind, I think, float or money, right? Because they seems like they have some dots, and after the dot they have some other data as well. Okay, so now let's try to, first of all, let's try to export this file into an Excel file, and let's see how the data will look like. Okay, so this is my blank SSIS package that I will be using today. So we can use a data flow task to export the data from the SQL Server table to a Excel file. So we can configure the data flow task. Because our source is a SQL Server table, so I can use the OLEDB source here. Now let's right click and configure the OLEDB source. Click new to make a new connection. So we already have a connection to another database, school database, so we can use the same connection. Now from the data access mode we can select the SQL command, and then we can copy the SQL query from here, paste it here. Okay, click OK, and now because you want to export the data to the Excel file, so we can use the Excel destination here. Okay, click new to create a new Excel connection manager. So we can actually browse the location, and from here I want to create a file. So maybe I can create a file as the name it data.xlsx. Okay, now I can click open, click OK. Now click new to create a new Excel sheet inside the Excel file. So I can call the sheet name as sheet 1. Okay, so if you see here, the currency rate type is of integer type. However, the average rate and end of day rate, they are of type money. Okay, so I can click OK. So the Excel sheet got created. I can select the sheet without the dollar, like sheet 1. Now I can go to the mapping, and then the mapping is fine. Now I can click OK. So it should have created an Excel sheet with only the template information, only the header information. So if I show you the sheet, so this is the sheet. Okay, it contains only the column information and no data. So when the package will run, then the data will be exported to this particular Excel file. So I can just make the changes here. So what I will do, I will actually copy this particular file and I will paste it inside the template folder, because now this file will be used as a template file, and every time when the package will run, the file will be copied from here and will be pasted at this particular location. Okay, so this is fine. So now let's execute the SSIS package. But before doing that, what I will do, I will actually only export the 1000 records from the table, because there is a lot of records and I just want to just show you the process, like how this can be done. So this will export only 1000 records from the Excel file. So maybe I can copy this one and paste it here. Okay, so this will export 1000 records. So now I can click OK. And now to execute the package, we can simply click on the start button, and it should export the data from the SQL Server table into the Excel file. So the package ran fine. And now if you open the D files location, so you can see the file data.xlsx. Okay, so let's open the Excel file and see how the data looks like. So 1000 records should be exported here. Yeah, so this is the first column, currency rate ID. So it was of type integer in the SQL Server table. So if a column is of type integer, then when we just select multiple column, then it should show the average or sum of the column, but it is showing only the count here, because it exported the data in the string format and we can only count the values here. So it's showing count 4. it's not showing the, like for example, the sum or min or max values, right? So that's the reason that we want to convert some of the columns to the numeric format, because we want to, when we select those particular columns, so we want to see the sum or min or max average, right? Those particular things. I think it shows the average and the sum of the columns if they are the numeric columns. So this is not showing this particular thing and showing some a small green icon into the top left corner of the cell. Okay, but I want to see the actual numbers here, and I want to get the sum of them when I select those particular cells. So we need to convert, for example, this particular ID column into the numeric format. So let me close this one. So let me close this particular file, don't save. Okay, so we have actually written some code in C# which can actually do the thing for us. Okay, so this is the C# code which can actually convert the column A into the numeric format. Okay, so let me just tell you a bit about the code, like what we are doing here. So we have defined two variables here, file path and then the file path new. So the file path variable, this is the file which will be used as an input file, and this will generate a new file, data2.xlsx, as the output file. Okay, we are actually creating a new instance of the Excel file, opening the Excel file, okay, and then getting the first Excel sheet from it. Okay, and now at this particular location, these are the most important part of this particular code. So we are actually getting the column A from the Excel file. A is the first column, and now here we are changing the column format to the integer format, and now here we are getting the range of the cells, those have data in it. Okay, and then we are running a loop for every record, and what we are doing, that we have declared a variable integer here, and it starts from the 0. So if the value is not 0, like if the value is not the first column, like the header column, then we are actually getting the value from the column and reassigning it. Okay, so what I have seen, that even if you change the number format of a particular column, so it won't do anything until unless you reassign the value. So we are actually reassigning the value into the same cell after changing the number format. So that's how the data will be changed, that you need to reassign the data to the same column after changing the number format. And then we are just saving the Excel file as a new file, and then we are closing the open Excel connections. So that's the code, okay, that we are doing here. So when this particular code will run, it will create a new file as data2.xlsx at the same location. So let me execute this particular code, and this should change the first column into the numeric format. So we can use this particular code inside the script task as well, and I will show you like how you can use this particular code inside the script task. So the process ran fine. Now if I go to the D files location, so you can see a new file, data2.xlsx here, and if I open this particular Excel file, then you will see that the first column has been changed to the numeric. So now you can see that the a small icon which was in the left corner, green icon, it has removed. And now if you, for example, select few columns, so you can see that it's showing the sum of them, it's showing the average of them, and as well as the count. So it's showing all the values here. So now this particular column is in the numeric format. Okay, however, if you still select this particular column, so they are not showing the sum of them. Ideally they want to show the sum of them if they are in the numeric format. So let me do one thing, let me change this particular column as well, like E column as well, into the numeric format. But we have the dot, and after the dot there are 4 characters. Okay, so we need to change the column type somehow, like there should be max 4 characters after the dot. Okay, and the column number is the E. So how we can make that particular change? So I can go back to the code. So this is the most important part of the code, where we are actually changing the number format to numeric, and then we are reassigning the value, okay, to the same column. So now if we want to do it for multiple column, like for the column E as well we want to do, then what we need to do, we need to simply copy this particular code from here, copy it, and now I can write like for column E, okay, and I can paste the code here. So now we need to create a new instance of the column. So maybe I can call the column as column E, okay, and just copy this one, paste it here, and then I can change it to E, okay. And now we need to change the number format. So if you see in the data, in this particular column, after the dot we have 4 values. So I can put a dot here and I can put 4 values, okay. So this is how, you know, you can just set the number format. Now this is the another variable which is used earlier, used range. So we will call it as used range E, okay, and just simply, and then the column is used here as well. So I can copy this one, paste it here. Now this used range E, this will be used here as well, okay. So that's the only change. So now it's saying that you have already declared a variable earlier, so we can just remove this declaration from here, because the same variable can be used in this particular code as well. So that's the only change, that we just declared a new range column E, and just get the value as E for the column, you know, Excel column E. Now here we have changed the column of the format to the numeric, and the data can have the 4 values after the decimal, okay. So this is how, you know, we can do it. And now here we are getting the range of columns, like all the values, those have data, and here we are running a for each loop and just reassigning the values in the same column E, okay. So this is the final code. So now if, for example, if I rerun this particular code, then it can actually change the values for the first column A, and the column E, okay. So let me close this particular file, don't save, and delete this particular file. Even if you don't delete it, then it will overwrite it, okay. So let me execute this particular code, and let's see how it will work. And then I will actually write this particular code inside the SSIS package, so that you can actually see like how, you know, the package will work. So the code is running, the console application is now running, and it's actually regenerating the Excel file. So the process ran fine. Now I can go back to the D files location, and I can see a new file here, data2.xlsx. And if I open this particular file, so now you can see that for the column E, the values has changed. Now if you select these values, so you can see the sum of them, you can see the average of them. So this is in the numeric format now, okay. However, the column F is still in the string format, but I will leave it as it is for you. Maybe you can do the change for this particular column. So the code is working absolutely fine. Now I can close this one. Maybe I can delete this particular file as well. So now let's make the change in the SSIS package. So what I want to do, that the package should be good enough that what it should initially, that it can actually copy the template file every time from here. It can copy the template file to this location, then do the export, okay, export of data, and after export of data, it can actually fix the like column A and column E, can regenerate the new file, and after regenerating the new file, it should actually rename the new file with the name of the old file, so that you will find the your final file here. You know, you won't see the new file like data2.xlsx, but you will find the your final file as data.xlsx, and which should be fixed one, okay, like which should have the columns in the numeric format, like column A and column E. So now how we can make that particular change? So let's open the SSIS package. So this is my SSIS package, and I will call it as export data. But before the export data, we will declare few variables here. The first variable that I will create is the template file, because we will use the template file to know the template of the Excel file. So we already have a template file here when we created the Excel file. So I copied the template file to this particular folder, because this template file contains the header information, and this file will be copied over every time here. So if I don't copy the template file, then what will happen? If I rerun the SSIS package without making any change, then we will end up having the duplicate records in the data.xls file, because right now it contains 1000 records, and if I will rerun the package, then it will again insert the same 1000 record to the same file. So that's why we actually copy the blank file from here and paste it here, so that every time when the package will run, it will end up having only the correct data into the Excel file. So the copy operation we will do using the file system task, so we won't copy it manually, of course. So that's why I created the template Excel file SSIS variable. Now I can go back to the location here, and now I need to copy the path of the template file. So my template file path is this one, d file template data.xlsx. so I can actually paste the value here. Okay, now I need to create another variable and I will call it as file path, and the file path will be the final file path, like the file where the data will be exported. So the data will be exported to this file data.xlsx. okay, now I need one more variable and I will call it as file path new. Okay, this file path new, this will be the file that will be created by the C# code, which will actually generate a new file. So we will actually create a file with the name maybe as data2.xlsx, something like this, right? So I can change the value here, data2.xlsx. So these are the only three variables that we will be using in this particular SSIS package. Now the first task will be the copy template file task. So we can use the file system task here. The file system task will actually copy the template file. So we will call it as copy template file, copy template file. Okay, and now we can just configure the file system task. So the operation will be copy file is source path variable, so we can say it yes true. The source file is the template file, so we will select the template file. The destination is destination path variable, yeah true. Override destination, do you want to override the destination file if it already exists? So we can say yeah true. So the destination file will be our final file which will be the file path. So we are actually copying the template file to the file path location, like this value. Okay, so this is what we are doing here. Click OK. Now we can connect this one with the export data. So in the export data, we will actually export the data to the Excel file. So now once the data is ready, now we can actually use the script task, and in the script task we can copy and paste the C# console application code, which will actually generate a new Excel file, or we can call it as fix Excel file. Okay, now we can just simply right click and configure this one. From the read only variable, we will select the two variable, the file path and the file new path, file path and file path new. Okay, these are the two variable. Maybe I can copy these values from here. Now click on the edit script so that the script editor window can be opened for us. Alright, so the script editor window has been opened up. I can paste the values, the file path, two variable that I copied. Now in this particular line, we need to copy the code from the console application. So I can copy the code from here. I think the code is till this particular line. Yeah, this is one. So we need to copy it from this one, from the catch to the this location. So I can copy this code from here and I can paste the code inside the main method. Okay, so you can see some errors here, like stream writer. So it is missing system.io, show potential fixes using system.io. So this error is gone now, and now these errors, they are related to the Excel file. So we need to add the microsoft.office.interop.excel. So we can go to the references here, right click references, add reference. Now you need to go to the com object here, and now you need to write Excel here and then press enter. So we have a library, Microsoft Excel 16.0 object library. So we can select this one, click OK. So the errors are gone here. Now we can click on show potential fixes using Microsoft.office. So click on this one. So now all the errors are gone. So we are good here. Okay, let's click on the build and click on build again. So it will actually rebuild the code for us, and it will tell you any error if there is any error. So it's saying that Microsoft.C# runtime, this is missing compiler. Okay, so we need to add one more reference here, right click add reference, and from the assemblies you need to write C#, press enter. So we have a Microsoft.C#, so click on this one and then click on OK. So this will add the Microsoft.C# reference. So now click on build and then build again. So the build got started. Okay, so now you can see that the build is succeeded now, so that's fine. Now we need to use these two variables as well. So you know, we had created these variables, SSIS variables. So now we need to use these SSIS variable into the local string variable. So now instead of this first variable, we need to get this value from the SSIS variable. So I can say dts dot variables, and now inside the double quote we need to copy this value and then close this one, dot value dot toString, and now we need to do the same thing for the another variable as well. So I can copy this one, paste it here. Now copy this one, file path new, this will be the new file path. So now we are using these two variables inside this code. So now we can click on close. So now you can click on OK. So this will save the code for us. So now this particular code, this will copy the template file to this location, d files location. This will export the data and this will actually fix the file for us and will generate a new file. So the last thing that is remaining is that we need to actually rename the data2.xlsx with the data.xlsx. So we need to rename the new file with the old file. So that's the only thing. So we can use the file system task for that particular thing. So after the script task, I can use the file system task, and here I can call it as rename file. So we can do the rename file operation. So right click, edit. From the operation there is the operation rename file. So we can do this one, is source path variable, so we can say true. So I want to use the new file as a source file, so we can select the file path new as a new file. And now is destination path variable true, and we want to use the destination file name as the file path. So this will actually override the new file with the old file, and the new file has the good data with us. Override destination, we can say true, because every time we will have the old file here. Okay, so we can override the destination. Now I can click on OK. So this is our final code, so which will do the work for us. And we can right click on the control flow and come here and we can set the delay validation to true. Okay, so this won't fail even if this file don't exist. So I can delete this file for now. So right now we don't have any file here. So now when the package will run, the template file will be copied over to this location, data will be exported, a new file will be generated, and then the new file will be renamed to the old file. So our package is ready. Now let me execute the SSIS package, and which should do the work for us, like the work that we are looking for. So the package is running now. It exported the data, and it's now fixing the file, actually creating a new file. So yeah, this takes a bit time. So if your file is very huge, then it can take some time for it, but if the file is small, then this code can work great. But I did not find any other code, for example, to fix the Excel files to the numeric format. So the package ran fine. Now if you go to this location, d files location, so you will see only one file, and which is the fixed file. So now you can open this particular file from here. So now you can see that the first column data type is changed to numeric now, and even the E column data type got changed to numeric now. So that these two columns have been fixed. Same way you can fix n number of columns in your Excel file. Yeah, so I think that's it for today's video. So I will share the code that we use to fix the file with you, so that you can use it in your environment as well. So if you want to run the code on the same kind of data, then you can actually restore the AdventureWorks 2019 database to your instance. You can download it from the Microsoft site, just Google it, or I will share the link like how you can download and restore this database, and then you can do the thing on the same kind of columns. And if you have your own data set, then you can do the same particular thing on your own data set as well, because this will work for any kind of data set. Yeah, so I think that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching the video, and if you like the video, then please click the like button. Do subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon and click on all, so that you will be notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much.